is now a mirage. He is from Taraba State. The project was supposed to be sited in Taraba. It was supposed to take care of all the electricity need, power need of the people of northern Nigeria. But now that they are in darkness, he has an opinion. Oh, sad, honestly, man. Like, you cannot explain how the mind of these guys work. Right now, he's fighting the EFCC. Power minister, or minister of power, minister of darkness, that looted money that could have laid the foundation for electricity stability in northern Nigeria. 3,000 megawatts of electricity is now a mirage. So the North believe that they are the most hit by Tinubu's reform, and they can no longer afford to endure another taxation or tax this or tax that from Tinubu. A bag of rice in northern Nigeria right now is alleged to be over 160,000 naira. You heard me right, oh? 160,000 naira for a bag of rice. Who go buy them? Who is going to buy that? They would rather wait for Kolu to come and share the expired rice that they've locked in the warehouse for years, which they are now using as a palliative, because Nigeria is now a palliative country. Listen to Sule. I think he's the Nasarawa governor talking about this whole dilemma. Listen.
Discussing all these various issues on mining, on agriculture, on this, was this issue of the item. But you see, when the news came, like you are saying, why are the governors of the North against President Tinubu? We cannot bring President Tinubu as a president. And the North came in very heavily in making sure President Tinubu becomes president and turn around again and be against him. In fact, we started by commending him on so many initiatives that he has taken, including this same initiative of the livestock. And we commended him by selecting somebody like Professor Jega, who will come in. So we started by so many commendations of the president. But you know, it's not just APC that were there at the Northern Nigerian Governors Forum. You know, the forum is made up of people from APC, from PDP, from all the other parties. And then there were people who had no parties, the traditional rulers. You know, that we sat down and took the decision together that looking at this law is going to be unfair to the North. By the time you said you are going to take VAT out of the sharing of the FAC, and then now say that it is going to be shared similar to something like, because that's the understanding we have based on the proposal, you know, it's going to be another 13% derivation. So whatever state that is generating more of the VAT is the state that is going to, so exactly similar to this derivation that you have. So the states that have almost no VAT at the moment will end up actually with the shorter end of the states. And you know the 19 states of the North are generating very little when it comes to VAT at the moment. And it is very clear. I work for some of these multinationals. I know how VAT are paid. When we were importing raw materials as Dangote, at the Apapa port, we paid VAT first. Then the finished product, you have another VAT added to it, you know, which the customer is paying. Most of these institutions are paying their VAT from their headquarters. And I give you an example. Coca-Cola. As at the time I was managing director of Dangote Sugar, Coca-Cola had 11 plants. About 50% of the plants are here in the northern part of the country. About 50% are in the southern part of the country. So all the operations that are carried out in all these places, as long as VAT is concerned, is paid at the headquarters, the corporate headquarters total, which is going to be in Lagos. Let me take the North out of it. Take Ibeshe, for instance. Ibeshe Cement is in Ogun State. The main operations is in Ogun, but the headquarters of the Dangote is in Lagos. So because of that, the VAT is actually paid in Lagos. So we're saying the moment you do that, you take it out.
Why I invited you, Governor Sule. Why does it look like you and your friends and your colleagues yesterday, the leaders of the North, were against Bola Tinubu's policy? Is there an explanation for it? Because that is what a lot of people took to town yesterday. But from what I read differently. But explain to us what exactly was it, especially, let's begin with the taxation. How did you arrive at that decision?
Okay. Well, you see, when things go to the media, you have no control over. The issue is that when we came into this meeting, the issue of this taxation of the VAT was even the last item to be discussed. We came in and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, came and took almost an hour briefing us, and then we would discuss about what the northern governors need to do to tackle issue of security in the northern part of the country. And in fact, we now invited another group called the Northern a group that came in of former generals and things like that, that came again and briefed us on the security situation in the north. After that, we went into several other issues. For instance, we had Professor Jega that came in and took over an hour briefing us about the wonderful initiative of Mr. President, which is the livestock project. And we discussed it, and we discussed where to go. In fact, we took some time to even look at the NLTP that was started by the former administration, where we said, let us not throw the baby and the bathwater together. And we're looking at that one. So after taking all that, you see, we took time to discuss with the traditional rulers about one of the biggest problems in the north, the Almajiri system that we have. And then we even gave examples, about what some other states have done, the steps they have taken, given by the Sultan, and advising all the states, to go and do exactly what like Gombe and Zamfara has done concerning the issue of the Almajiri. So the last one that we even took, after discussing all these various issues on mining, on agriculture, on this, was this issue of the item. But you see, when the news came, like you are saying, why are the governors of the north against President Tinubu? We cannot bring President Tinubu as a president. And the north came in very heavily in making sure.
In supporting him. So the thing is that they love the VAT money, which is the consumption tax, but they do not want, for example, alcohol, they do not want that in their region, so to say. Tinubu is trying to reform. Tinubu's reform is to channel everything to himself. You understand? Where it will begin to not only increase the taxes that they take, and then more people pay the taxes, including the cobbler, the shoe cobblers, the barrow pushers, the laborers, everyone that is getting paid anything or making anything will have to pay taxes. You must pay taxes to Tinubu. But the thing is that Tinubu will also replace the role of states, where states are taking their taxes. It will be taking the taxes for them and give them back whatever it feels like should be their share. They say they can't allow that. Their people have become so poor, according to this guy, so they have become so poor that any more taxation is going to trigger a serious unrest in northern Nigeria. So therefore, they are sending their own representatives to reject any form of Tinubu's tax reform. And it is not that they are against him. It's just that it is becoming clearer now that, like I said, Tinubu is a weapon fashioned against them. And if they too want to survive as politicians from northern Nigeria, it is high time they stop him. That's actually the point. If we want to survive, if we don't want our people to begin to attack us or burn us down at themselves, right? We'd have to stop this guy. And that doesn't mean that we don't like him. Even though we have been the most affected by his policies, our people have become poorer and they have become agitated to the point that any small thing can trigger anything right now in northern Nigeria. According to some of them, you see the last protest in August, the End Bad Governance protest in northern Nigeria, is actually a tip of the iceberg. Things have gone even worse than they were in August. They are worried. They are worried. But Tinubu just gave them the Ministry of Livestock. The Ministry of Livestock, which is the Ministry of the Fulani terrorists. Because it's like, according to them, if they give the Fulani terrorists their own ministry, there will be no Fulani terrorists attacking farmers anymore. You know what they call the farmers' others clashes, which is not true. It is the Fulani terrorists massacring farmers and destroying their farms. And the solution, which Bokwari's solution back then was for people to give them their land for peace. Now, Tinubu's solution is to create a ministry for them. And if you have, if you lose anything, if your cow is killed or anything at all, you can have some money, compensation paid. Because they believe that this whole thing is about cows. But they do know it's not. The whole thing is about land, expansion, and all that. So, what else do they want from Kolu? You will pay for it. Everybody will pay, even though the South pays more by the statistics available. The South pays more. Now, talking about pay, give me a sec. Let me take a short break.
EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. Ewo, EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. Ewo, EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. If you dey do government work, you go carry am for head, you. Maka one day, I got bokwa gike na ma o. In another government, you hear why you one day more. Ebukwa ya nishi one day, I got bokwa na ma o. Ewo, EFCC chairman, no dey for jail. Politician wey in the program enter for power.
Ewo. Probity. EFCC chairman stay there for jail, even though you know they jail again. Politician wey in the probe don't enter for power. That's true. The news that is making round from this afternoon is that of Sanwoolu in Lagos. They said that Sanwoolu is hearing the rumor that the EFCC will be arresting him after his tenure in 2027, and he will be probed, tried for diversion of public fund, which is kind of like prominent in Lagos. That's what they do. So, what I just found odd is for Sanwoolu to sue the EFCC that they must not arrest him. They cannot arrest him or try him. But that's still 2027. This is 2024. Why would anybody sue anti-graft agency from arresting them? Or that's odd, isn't it? Like you can after you leave office, right, you can possibly go to the Nigerian corrupt judiciary to give you an order that will stop the EFCC from arresting you. People, they have done that. I've seen many of them who have done that before. Yeah, they will go and say EFCC should not arrest them. EFCC should not invite them. Alaye, you kind of diverted the public fund. You looted public fund. Why would you go to court and say, you should go to court and prove to them that no, you didn't. You don't go to court and say, please, court, stop them from arresting me in 2027. What kind of legal advice is that? It shocked me, I'm not like you, because I was like, that's new. Sanwoolu is or was Tinubu's nanny, the guy that is ensuring that the Pampers no leak. This is the one that is holding the hand of Tinubu Kolu. You remember that time? It's like his nanny. During the time of your campaign, during the charade, he was everywhere. He abandoned Lagos. He was following him everywhere. So why would Kolu, that is now your president, the one that appointed Olukayode as EFCC chairman, why would Kolu now want his own former nanny, Sanwoolu, to be investigated and be tried when there is, he's not Fubara. He's remitting money as at when due. Abi, they don't discover, say, Sanwoolu, they cheat, Oga. Because right now, Tinubu is just, just moved to Abuja 17 months ago. Sanwoolu don't they steal from Ogani Abibao? Because I don't understand. Why would Sanwoolu want EFCC not to try him in 2027? That is still like 2.5 years away. It's a little bit dodgy, isn't it? But it is Nigeria, so nothing really is supposed to shock me anymore. But I can still get shocked sometimes, okay? Like, I don't know. I've been asking myself this series of questions like, Kilon Shele, not true. I waited to see some of other media houses say something about it, and I'm like, oh my, it's true. He actually sued the EFCC that they must not arrest him in 2027. They cannot investigate him. They cannot. I was like, okay, something is not right. Now we are interested. Because some of the accusations against Sanwoolu is the procurement in Lagos. They have robbed Lagos blind. Jesus Obaye. Ejon Belorun. Arodake. Ejon Belorun. Arodake. Ejon Belorun. Like, you could talk and say, Abba, you did all of this? Say, yes. And that's why they can't lose Lagos. Whatever it's going to take, they cannot lose Lagos. The day they lose Lagos, it will be like Pandora box. Lagos is a place where you'll be like, then kill this place. It will not just die. It is, it is the textbook definition of robbing them and robbing them and robbing them. But there's so much that they could cover enough to hide their robbery. Papa, Lagos is the richest state in Nigeria by IGR, this and that. It is also the shittiest place in Nigeria as well. If you compare how much money people actually get squeezed off. They have the worst set of roads. They have the worst set of infrastructure. If you go to the inner areas, it is like a shit town. No joke. Then you ask them, where's the money? No wonder this guy shook them to their marrow the last time. And the Ronokus, even the Ronokus that are not from Lagos, they hate him with.
In the first 100 days, we'll open up Lagos accounts, publish it, and ensure that everybody has access to line-by-line items of our expenditures, our procurements, and everything financially related to the state. And to be easy to access, unlike what is currently in the government where the website has been down for so long. We are going to ensure that we depoliticize the entire waste management system. We are extremely underserved. There are so many people that have not seen PSP trucks in years. We're going to open it to the private sector. So once you have a truck that meets the requirements, you can enroll very seamlessly and engage and start servicing the people. We're going to also deliver rail systems and ensure that it's carrying cargo and humans. We're going to dredge our waterways properly, and we're going to map out our seabed so that the private sector can actually get involved in water transportation. Currently, there is no data. Our local government structure is going to be robust. We're going to ensure we have potential governors as local government chairmen, not what is currently available, where it's just a place where they reward local party men. We're going to also ensure that we open up the Badagry division, the Ikorodu division, and ensure that development goes into that area for leisure, for ecotourism, and also for to enlarge and lengthen the aquaculture value chain. Lastly, we're going to depoliticize the entire system of waste management. I've said that already. And if once we do this, the private sector can get in. And then transportation, the BRT lanes will be open to the private sector. Currently, it is politicized. And people have to wait for between 10 to 30 minutes for a bus to come. We need more buses. And we're going to open this to the private sector. If you have a bus that meets the requirements, you can use the BRT lane. The idea is that we're not going to have a government whose purse strings determine the level of development. We create an enabling environment for the private sector to actually get involved in infrastructure development.
It's not going to be private, it's private. They hate him with passion. Shinedu, you go see somebody from the backwater state like Ekiti, Oshun, and all these states across Yoruba land shouting their bigotry against that guy. All for Tinubu and his robbing gang. Now they are afraid of their own EFCC. Now they control them. Why would you go to just call Oga? Yes, sir. I hear that they are investigating me. They said they want to. Out of all the debts, do you know that, Sha? All the debts of states, 36 states in Nigeria combined, Lagos State alone have 26% of the debt. Put it this way. Let's say all of the debt of the entire state, 36 states in Nigeria, is put at, let's put it at 1 trillion. No, it's more than that. Let me use another figure. Let's say all the debt of the states in Nigeria is put at 20 trillion, right? It simply means that Lagos State alone is owing about 5.2 trillion of that money. One state out of 36. Ask them, where is the money? Oh, they have blue rail, red line, blue line. God damn it, man. Honestly. And then the entire municipality, the entire area. That's why I love Wahab. Every time I see their commissioner for environment, I kind of follow the guy on Twitter. I follow him on X. You know why? He's the only guy that shows us the real Lagos. Because every day he's busy with his guy, dismantling the shanties, dismantling and showing us all the inner areas. How much this one at Lagos? But at Lagos, so let's go fishing. I'll take you on a tour. Wahab.
Now, the tomorrow is so those are the two issues. The one, the downstream system. Upstream, but I'm a lot of so that's why I got the beginning of the channel. So to back to the no school. I'll go first, we'll go. So we were able to clean that thing and I think I man baby. So I want them definitely night to share a bit. I know we're going to go to any major. Oh,